Welcome back, people. All you beautiful bastards and you blade bunnies. Nah, man, my buddy Nick, he did a video on his Olights, and I got a couple Olights. I was like, I'd talk about my Olights, but Nick Edward, behind the edge, he did a good video on Olight. He's got a few he was talking about. Gave me some inspiration to talk about this one. This is a S2R baton. Picked this up in October of 2019. Couldn't be more happy. I mean, it's like, yeah, man. I was hoping it was gonna turn on, because I ain't charged it in 2 months, probably at least. Now, I'm not, it's always around, but I don't always use it. I don't find I don't use it every day. That's for sure. If I have a load, I'm a truck driver, so if I have a load that's gonna leave out and it's after dark, then I use this to make sure I'm connected to a trailer, to look at my mud flaps and my airlines on my trailer and stuff like that, and we use it, to walk the dog around the block and stuff like that. We'll keep it on moonlight mode, that way oncoming traffic can see us and stuff like that. But it does get use, but it doesn't get use every day. So it's not like it's not something that we just go all out with. We use moonlight a lot. It's got 3 different modes. Man, I should have looked up some stats for you, but I don't know, man. I mean, like, really, the bright is real bright, and if you keep it on that bright mode, it won't last 5 minutes. Get this thing out of the way for a second, but it's rechargeable. I'm sure just in case I need to start doing these things like I assume that you guys don't know. I always assume that you guys know probably more about the product than I do. But it's rechargeable like that. It's a Lord, my earth magnet. I keep these earth magnets in the corner over here to collect my screws whenever I'm working on I'm taking apart a knife or something like that. I just take all the screws and push them over there. So one thing I wasn't excited about, I mean, this model right here is rugged, it's tough, it's small and compact, you can carry it around with you no problem. But whenever I ordered my second Olight, it comes with a cable that looks identical to it, right? It looks identical to it. But it's not, like, you see that? Like, it won't connect. Like, so, like, you gotta have this charger for the other Olight, and you can use this charger for this Olight. But you can't interchange them, so we have to keep them all in a box and keep them organized and stuff like that. I don't know. I got a deep carry pocket clip, aluminum handle. Got a. Man, I can't remember what kind of battery it is. Whatever it is, I need to pick up another one. It's gotta be going bad. It's 3 years. But we probably ain't charged this thing 4 or 5 times the entire time we've had it. It's bad to overcharge them. I've read that somewhere. You don't want to, like, just leave it on charger all the time while you're not using it and stuff like that. But it's been a good flashlight, man. I couldn't be happier. I think I don't want to lie to you, but I think I may have picked this thing up at, I don't know, about $75, or it could have been less than that. It could have been. I mean, it was so long ago. I remember when I ordered it, because it was around Halloween, and I saw it on my Amazon thing not too long ago, past purchases and stuff. So a little over 3 years, and it's still going strong. This one right here, it's a weapon mount, a Baldr, Baldr. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how they want you to say that. And I didn't get a lot of time with this. I put it on the weapon. I put it on the Springfield Hellcat, and everything else that come with fell apart. Because I needed to take it off and slide it a little bit further back, or at least attempt to. And whenever I went to unclamp that thing, man, it just fell apart in my hands. Now the light still works. There's nothing that could be negatively said about the light. But this a charger goes with that. You ain't gonna. Nope. Like, but anyway, I didn't get a lot of time with it. Can't Can't act like I did. I don't even know. My wife knows how to manipulate this thing a little bit better than me. Oh, okay, just a second, just a second. I bet it needs to be. It probably needs to be charged. Yeah, I bet it needs to be charged. It probably got left on or something. But the light does still work on this one, and it's got a laser, like a green laser for your target on your pistol or whatever. I mean, I think that's pretty much what this one's for. Now it looked like, it seemed to have operated just like any other weapon mount that I've used in the past, whether that be a light or a tripod or whatever, and it just goes on that weapon rail or that accessory rail is what they call it. And I can't remember exactly what we were taking it off for. I don't want to lie to you, but I do know that when I did, I definitely did something wrong. I went down and clamped it. There must have been a safety or a button or something that I missed, but like it was giving me a little bit of resistance, and I just, I forced it off, and the whole thing just fell apart in my hands. And some of it didn't fall in my hands. Some of it fell like in the grass and the sand and stuff, and I never did find it all. So I don't know how to put it back together. I don't know if I got all the parts to do so. This one was, I want to say this one cost more than that one. I think. I may be wrong. I don't know. But I wouldn't buy another one of these. I can buy, I can buy aftermarket parts to put this thing back together. It's got this little rail right here. But I don't know. I didn't have a lot of, I mean, that's going to cost another $30, and I may do it. I may do it anyway. But sometimes she carries this to walk the dog because it's smaller, and she keep it in hand, stuff like that. But it's it don't have that many modes on it. I think it's got a strobing effect. This one's got a strobing effect too. And God Almighty, that gets on my nerves. But and I don't know what that did to the camera. I'm sorry. But I think it's got a strobing effect, a laser in like maybe one, possibly two modes. It's nowhere near as bright as this. This will light up the field across the street at night. Like it does pretty good. And they make them a lot more powerful than this. I want to say this was like 900, maybe 1100 lumens. And if I find out I'll look at the specs and I'll comment below and tell you guys what how many lumens it is and all that stuff. But I know the lumens ain't as important as the throw, but I'm not a flashlight guy. If it lights up and does the job, it's good enough for me. Like I don't get all crazy with the flashlights. You'll never see me with a dozen flashlights. I'm not going to have a problem like trying to figure out like what kind of flashlight I'm going to carry from one day to the next. It's not that serious. A good flashlight is important to have around. This is a good one, or it has been for me. This one, I think I feel like I wasted money on that. Like I said, the light still works, so nothing wrong with the operating mechanisms. It was just, I don't know. It's probably me. I was probably being an idiot, and just dismounted it incorrectly. I mean that. I will always assume that there's a possibility that I'm wrong. It can happen often. I'm wrong about a lot of stuff, and I don't mind admitting when I am. So I'm sure I did something wrong. I just, with my experience with the rifles and the mounting systems and stuff, I'm not used to whatever this one required. Whatever I did, like if I was to take a tripod off my 308, then that's exactly how I would have done it. So I'm sure I missed something. There was probably something there. There's some sort of extra gadget, and that's probably what happened. 9 minutes. I ramble a lot, don't I? All right. Anyway, I wasn't planning on this being a 10-minute video. I'll go ahead and cut it short, or cut it long, I guess. You guys have a beautiful rest of your day.